and welcome to our Spirit School by Spirit Mom. To get started, we'll dive right in. We're doing the shadow. It is key to learn about the shadow first. If you don't learn about the shadow first, it will try to stop you every chance it gets. To get started, we'll list the most common ways the shadow will try to stop you. First is addictions, alcohol, drugs, food. Anger and resentment is number 2. It'll often use poor me syndrome. Number 3 is jealousy. And number 4 is why me? Similar to poor me, but uniquely different. And number 5 is laziness and procrastination. I'll do this later. It's not that important. Yes, it is. Always keep in mind your shadow needs to use the ego as its vehicle. It will spill over into your mind and your actions as if that's your own idea. It's important for you to think of the shadow and the ego as separate from you, while at the same time, it is a part of you, but they both need to be monitored closely. The shadow is your subconscious and the ego is your conscious mind. The all, though, is mind. The all, everything is mind. A lesson we will get to later, but important to always keep in your mind. The subconscious cannot be automatically or willingly changed. You cannot just decide to rewrite it and think it will be so. With your ego, you can have aha moments and instantly change the way you navigate your life, but only how you consciously choose to move around. You can, at any point in time, for a multitude of reasons, decide to do things differently. But that's your choosing, not your automatic responses. Your subconscious is not so simple. That's those automatic coming out of nowhere places. The shadow is called the shadow for a reason, because it's hidden out of sight. The more we educate ourselves on it, the more we can catch it and counterbalance, but it isn't easily or quickly changed. Let's say, due to something that repeatedly happened in our childhood, for example, getting repeatedly yelled at for any minor infraction of rules. Now, when you hear someone raise their voice, it triggers a fear response in you. Adults generally deal with fear by redirecting it towards an anger response, because, fun fact, adults will often choose anger over fear as there comes a false sense of power with anger, whereas fear leaves us just feeling helpless. The automatic anger response comes from the shadow. That old trauma triggers things into our daily life now. You can consciously choose to stuff it back down, but its arrival was subconscious. How do we fix this? For a start, let's say the situation resonates with you. Next time it or something similar happens, have grace for yourself. Shower yourself with love and understanding. Internally talk to yourself as your now loving mother or father and tell yourself you are okay. No one is going to hurt you. You are safe. To fix these issues over the long haul, what you will have to do is essentially brainwash yourself. The subconscious needs to be reprogrammed. And this happens slowly over time. Deep meditations and special psychedelic drugs have been known to speed up the process. It is key, though, that you begin to implement the new positive intuitions that will come your way. When your intuition tells you to do something, do it, or don't do it, whatever it's telling you. Now, I will list a few ways you could start to reprogram your subconscious. Meditation. Meditate into a place of pure silence. There you can find God, and helpful intuitions can start to flow into your life more easily when we find that stillness within. Number 2 is control your thoughts. Put that internal voice on a leash and do not let it say anything negative about anyone or anything. Think only positively. Shower the world in gratitude. Find a way to be grateful for everyone and everything, and redirect your thoughts to gratitude when you wake up and go to sleep. Very important. And last, help others. Try to consciously move away from the me first attitude and discover the power behind helping others. Start doing these things and monitoring the first 5, and you will be well on your way to rewiring your brain. The all is mind. Always remember that, although we will learn about it in more detail later, but it is very important. Lastly, you should reach out to all the readily available exercises and information on redirecting, recreating, channeling your shadow. Below is a list of helpful resources. The Diamond Net, link will be below, is this girl, and she teaches on Carl Jung's theories, but she does it in a very understandable, perfect way, like a class. She literally actually has classes now. When I watched her, she didn't at the time, but I think she does now. And number 2 is Carl Jung himself. He has many, many, many books you can get into. And number 3 is guided meditation, as well as subliminal messaging to use on yourself during those in between sleep and awake brain waves that are perfect. We can get into them with meditation, or we can get into it by using that sleep awake time. It's a very powerful time to help brainwash yourself. The shadow is a yin female energy. It will eventually follow where the yang masculine energy goes. So by fixing the shadow, it will just project that fixed self out into our day-to-day lives. It is very important to make your work with the shadow ongoing. We will continue to reference back to it. More helpful facts. Stop listening to the radio. Stop watching bad TV, Kardashians, horror movies, sitcoms, most TV. Do not listen to any commercials, like for real. Do not listen to politicians. Do not listen to any mainstream media. They are all trying to brainwash you. Your brain is ready to always be programmed. It is up to you to set that programming, though, to where you want your life to go. It will begin with digging out the shadow. There are so many things we do in everyday life that we're like, we don't know why. We blame old wounds, but we don't know how to fix it now. There is a way you can do this. You can fix yourself. This is just the first day we are starting a lesson. More help will come. Tomorrow we will learn about the ego. Goodbye for now. Spirit Bomb.